Westmoreland Community Connections is a presentation of Citizens Fiber.
Welcome to Westmoreland Community Connections, a look at issues and happenings on Classic Hits 107.1 WHJB. Here now is your host, Jennifer Miele, Chief Communications Officer and Managing Director of Evangelization of the Diocese of Greensburg.
Hello and welcome to Westmoreland Community Connections on WHJB. I'm your host, Jennifer Miele. Thrilled to be here today with the Executive Director of Community Options, Stephen Hall. Stephen, how are you today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me today, Jennifer.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. Your organization is so important and so critical to individuals with disabilities in our community, but I'm sure COVID-19 had quite an impact. So, it just probably changes the way you do everything, right? I mean, everything from training to outreach, all that has changed. Am I right?
Oh, yes. It's been a different year, as our listeners are well aware of. For us here, it's about making sure that we have appropriate PPE, making sure that our clients are safe and healthy, and not only our clients, but our staff staying healthy as well, and making sure that they're not bringing any diseases coming into the homes. We do COVID station checks prior to the start of shifts to make sure that our individuals are safe. We have a lot of different measures that we're taking this year just to make sure everyone is safe and healthy.
Who would have ever thought that would be part of your job, trying to help individuals? So let's back up for a minute and talk to the folks at home about Community Options. This is a nationally based nonprofit, but you're responsible for the Westmoreland region. So give people the elevator speech. What is Community Options all about?
Community Options started in 1989 out in New Jersey. It is a nonprofit organization. We provide supports to adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities. We run a range of services to include residential supports. We also do in-home and community supports, and we also do day program services, which include supported living. So a very well-rounded spectrum of services that we offer for adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities.
So important what you do, and I love your mission is really to make sure that everyone has the opportunity to experience the highest degree of self-determination, and that's so important because I think for many years, I've spent a lot of time learning about mental health in our mental and physical health in our region. And years ago, institutions were the only option for adults with disabilities unless their family members were willing to take care of them. So a lot has changed, right? And that's the message that we need to get across to people.
That is correct. And that is our mission. We want to make sure that we are bringing people out of institutions and being able to live their best life possible. Like you said, you hit the nail right on the head, self-determination. It's about them living their best life and us to be able to provide the supports to be able to do so.
So tell us a little bit about you. Where did you grow up? What's your education? And how did you end up running this organization?
I'm from the Greensburg area, born and raised. I live in Latrobe now. I've been there about 10 years. I've went to school at Hempfield, so I'm a hometown boy here, and staying in this area. I've always known that I wanted to work with people. I worked for another company for about 7 years whenever I came out of college, and I've been with Community Options now for about 5 years, all in the health services field. I really enjoy what I do. It gives me a great overwhelming, just happy feeling just to make these people's lives. And the team that I have here at Westmoreland is phenomenal. We have such good-hearted people that work here, and they're about just trying to give these clients the best life possible. So
it's wonderful. I mean, what you do is so important, and it has to be so rewarding. So tell us a little bit about your team. What's the size of your operations? How many people do you have working for you? And if you know about how many clients are you serving now?
For the Westmoreland region of Community Options, we have about 140 employees that I oversee. That ranges all the way up from my administration staff. I have about 20 administration staff here at the office, to include the higher level management, and about 100 direct care employees that work directly with the individuals that we have here. We have 30 individuals that we provide supports for now, whether that's in-home or residentially. We were a little bit bigger. In October, we actually broke off. I used to be responsible for overseeing Westmoreland, Armstrong, and Indiana counties, but we've grown so large that in October we split off, and I'm just responsible for seeing Westmoreland now. And I have 2 more homes in development, so we'll be up to 15 homes residentially, and bringing in some more individuals here, hopefully by the end of January. So even with COVID, it's still day-to-day business operations, and bringing more people in.
Wow, that's tremendous. So let's dive into those homes that you have now. You probably identify an existing home, right? An existing housing structure that would be a best fit, right, for someone with a disability, whatever that may be. And then I guess what do? You work through the purchase process and staffing and set it up.
Yes, we could buy our homes or rent our homes if we find a landlord that's willing to do support us in what we're trying to do for our mission. We try and find homes that are suitable for our individuals. If we have people that are in a wheelchair or have some other mobility modifications, we try and find homes that have easy access for them. If wheelchair ramps need built, we will do that. We've purchased houses and taken down walls or restructured the inside to make it better navigable for them. Just any home modifications that we need to do. Some of the simple things that we take for granted, being able to get in and out of the shower very easily, putting grab bars up, making sure we have non-slip surfaces throughout the house. Certain things we take precautions with and different protocols with appliances in the house. It just depends on the person that we're supporting and, what we need to do to keep them safe and, allow them to be able to live their best life.
I mean, that is just so fantastic that you're able to do that. But I have to say, I can imagine that the hiring process is not easy, right? I mean, finding employees in Western Pennsylvania is difficult for sure. But those, I think, did you call it direct care or direct support staff, direct care staff? How do you go about recruiting that? And what kind of people are you looking for?
I'm looking for good-hearted people. I'm looking for people that are social. Obviously, when they come in, there's going to be an interaction level when they're coming in to work with our individuals. I'm not looking for any specific characteristics with the person. I want the person to be themselves, because when they're working with the individual, just like you and me, I'm an outdoor person. I like to go outside and play basketball. I like to, do hands-on work. There's some people that come in and work and they like to cook and they like to do arts and crafts. So I really encourage whatever the person is that's walking through the door, looking for a job here, really, emphasize your characteristics, who you are as a person, and bring those traits to the people that you're working with, because, maybe they not know how to cook or how to garden or some of the things they like to do. So be yourself, be a social person, and, someone that can have some good documentation to provide for the service. So.
Yeah, I think that sounds like a really good pitch. Now, what about flexibility with hours or days of the week and things like that?
We are 24 hours, 7 days a week. So we hire for midnight shifts. We hire for evening shifts, people that just want to work on the weekends. We're fairly flexible with the hiring process. Everybody wants that 8 to 4 Monday to Friday schedule, which isn't always available. But we try and work with some people that maybe only have that schedule. Maybe they want to go part-time. But, we try and work with new employees coming in the door to find a schedule that best fits them. And if we don't have full-time availability for them and they want to stay on part-time, that's a route that we can go about too.
What's your benefit structure look like?
We have a great benefit package here. Once you're here at your 90 days, you get 3 weeks of paid time off. I don't know many places that you can go to and right off the bat having that much sick time or vacation time or whatever you want to call it. We offer medical, vision, dental. We have a 403B program that our company matches 3% to put in. So anybody that wants to, start saving for their future, our company will match up to 3% that you're putting in, per pay or however that you're going to do it. But yeah, there's a lot of benefits that come here with working at Community Options.
That's wonderful. And I would also say that beyond flexibility and great benefits, it has to be a rewarding job. I'm sure you say that all the time.
Very rewarding. For me, it is a very stressful job from time to time, but it's a very rewarding job, and that's why I'm here doing what I do. It's it just touches my heart to see some of our individuals do new tasks for the first time or go to a place that they've never been before. We had a new client came in last year and took her to the zoo, and she was just beyond. She's never been to the zoo before, and just a wonderful experience for her. So
I'm sure it's nice to see that and, see progress, measurable progress like that. And sometimes the emotion is just such an important part of that measurable process, the new experiences that these individuals get to have with the people who go into the homes. But you're also doing a lot to help the workforce as well, the work experience, right? Individuals with disabilities are employed all over Western Pennsylvania because of you. Tell me a couple of your business partners who are putting these folks to work.
Well, things have changed a little bit over, since COVID-19 hit last year. We started our supported employment program in 2019. Got a very strong team over there. Jesse and Angel were overseeing that program. We had up to 11 individuals pre-COVID pandemic that were in supported employment and that were looking for jobs. That number decreased, obviously, over, since March. When people were being pulled out, but we've had a variety. We've have one individual that's working in the restaurant industry. We had another individual that was working up at the movie theaters before it closed down for COVID. A couple of our individuals are working at the casino right now in Greensburg that just opened up. We have a few that are working at a gas station. Another one is working at a supermarket supply store. Sorry for being so general with the names instead of just saying the companies that they work for. But
no problem.
Yeah, a lot of different areas throughout Greensburg. We have a couple partnerships with a couple of stores that have brought some of our individuals in for training to see what they're able to do. We work with OVR as well for vocational supports and getting them linked up with other best set skills. But we do a lot of that in-house, and we got a great team, great support employment team that oversees that. So
pre-COVID, if you were talking about your employment services, things were really starting to heat up. You were getting a lot of good response, and companies were interested in partnering with you to create a workforce. And also, do the people who work for you assist them at their job, assist these individuals if they need to go in or do a checkup or, something like that?
Yes, they do. They have job coaches that will be there on site with them. They're there to help them with any tasks that they might need. You get frustrated at your work and, being in a new job or trying a new task. They're there to try and work through the process with them and, try and get them through their workday the best they can and, just kind of teach them. So, yes, a great aspect. Job coaches are wonderful for our support employment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can imagine how beneficial that would be. And I'm sure after COVID-19 dies down a bit, hopefully you'll be able to jump back into that arena because there are so many employers who are so interested in diversifying their workforce and making sure that they have enough people to do the jobs that need to be done. And Western Pennsylvania always provides, a challenge, especially during COVID for sure. The COVID safety protocol that you mentioned at the beginning is so important for people to hear because you took it seriously from the beginning. And you have to because, how many homes are you up to now? How many housing facilities are you up to?
We have 13 right now. We have 2 more in development. So hopefully by the end of January here, we'll be up to 15 homes. We were at 21 when we broke off from the Armstrong and Indiana region. So we're down to 13 right now, but very optimistic that these homes are going to be open before the end of the month.
Wow. So you're pushing it. You're ready to go. You definitely have to do that. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
And I think that, if people want to learn more about your organization, if they want to volunteer, if they want to look for a job or something like that, what's the best way for them to learn more and to contact you?
Community Options has a website. It's www.comop.org, short for Community Options, COMOP.org. You can go right to the website and apply from there. And then our CPS will reach out to them to get them set up for an interview. They're also welcome to come right to the office. We're located in Greensburg on Matthew Street and 2 Corporate Circle. We're the whole top floor of the building, so they're welcome. We're still doing in-person interviews. We do COVID checks whenever they come into the building as well. And wear a mask, and of course our employees wear masks here when we're working with the individuals and everything else. So but yeah, they can either visit the website or come right to us at the office. That's
wonderful. If you're just joining us, you are listening to Stephen Hall. He is the Executive Director of Community Options of the Westmoreland region. I'm Jennifer Miele, your host of WHJB's Westmoreland Community Connections.
This is Westmoreland Community Connections on Classic Hits 107.1 WHJB. If you have a suggestion for a topic, or if your nonprofit organization would like to be featured on this program, call us during regular business hours at 724-216-1200.
Westmoreland Community Connections is a presentation of Citizens Fiber.
Welcome back to Westmoreland Community Connections. I'm your host, Jennifer Miele. Happy to be here with the Executive Director of Community Options of the Westmoreland region. His name is Stephen Hall, and Stephen's joining me today to talk a little bit about Community Options. It's a fantastic organization. And again, for people who are just joining us, why don't you tell us a little bit about what your organization does?
Community Options, we are a nonprofit organization. We provide services and supports to adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities. The main service that we provide is our residential housing, but we also provide in-home and community supports, and we also provide day program services to include supported employment. So we have a variety of services that we offer.
You do, and you're a busy guy. You were just telling us that you're topping off your portfolio with 2 new homes, and that is in the Westmoreland area, right? Westmoreland County area.
Correct. All of our homes are in Westmoreland County. The majority of them are in the Greensburg and Jeanette area. Right now, we go as far west as Irwin. We have 1 home out that way, and as far east as almost Latrobe, the Unity side of Latrobe, is one of our new houses in development. So that should be open soon here at the end of the month.
Wonderful. Now, I think that you have an event coming up fairly shortly that you want people at home to know about. So let's talk all about that event.
Sure. Cupid's Chase is our annual fundraising event. Cupid's Chase is held on February 13th this year. It's a Saturday, 10 a.m. race start. To sign up for the race, you can go to www.comop.org, COMOP.org, or cupidschase.org. It's a 5K run. You can sign up virtually. You can come in person. You can walk. You can run. We start registration at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then the race kicks off at 10 o'clock. One of the great things about our Cupid's Chase is not just the Westmoreland region, but we are across 10 states. Everybody kicks off their race at the same time. So you're running with everyone in all 10 states that we're in. We go as far east as New Jersey and as far west as Utah. So we have all 10 states jumping off for Cupid's Chase. This is our big fundraiser for the year. It is $30 for registration. With your registration, you get a Community Options Cupid's Chase, t-shirt, or Community Options long sleeve shirt. We are being sponsored by Under Armour this year, so it's going to be a really nice shirt to hand out.
Oh, you guys are big time. You have Under Armour now. Fantastic.
Yeah. Yes, and there's a few other. There's a backpack, knapsack, whatever you want to call it, that comes with it, and it's got some goodies in there as well. So for the $30, you race with us, and you get a shirt out of it, and you get a few other goodies as well. And all of our proceeds come right back into the individuals that we support here. The money is going to be used for services, repair at their homes, just a variety of different things. Any profit that we make is coming right back to our individuals. So please sign up. Last year we had 70 runners. I'm hoping to hit 100 this year. We went the extra step and we got the Cupid's Chase gaiters, like the mouth coverings. We're giving that out to all the runners. Latrobe Wildcat Stadium is hosting us again this year. Big thank you to them. So the registration will be right inside the stadium as soon as you come into the concession stand area, and the race kicks off from there. We run right through downtown Latrobe, all the way over to the First Ward side, and then turn around and loop back, and it comes right back to the stadium, and that's where we finish. We do an award ceremony afterwards, snacks, and everything else. It's just a great morning. So all the listeners out there, if for all those that have been sitting home with COVID and need to get out and exercise a little bit, please sign up for our race, and I hope to see you on February 13th for our race in Latrobe.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea because we're encouraged to do outdoor events, but there's nothing going on. So now we have something that's going on, which is fantastic. And that's the Cupid's Chase run to benefit the individuals served by Community Options. So that's coming up on Saturday, February 13th. And I like the website comop.org. So it's www.comop. So that's short for Community Options, comop.com. It sounds awesome, and it's happening all over the country. So it's something that you'll want to be part of nationwide. That's really going to be great. And I'm sure you'll have all of your safety protocols in place, as you were just talking about. You'll have the face coverings and,
Yes.
stay apart. Plus you're outside, which is tremendous. I mean, I'm sure that's probably the only reason that your event can continue, right? That it's outside.
Yeah, we were very close down to the wire, being able to get in for the stadium or not. We didn't know what the COVID restrictions are going to be, but the Wildcat and Latrobe has allowed us to come into the stadium this year. We thought it was going to have to be all outside, but yeah, just fingers crossed that everything's still going to be working out and we're still going to be staying safe and we can still hold the race. But yeah, everything looks really good right now.
That's wonderful. That sounds like a lot of fun. I hope a lot of people join you. I hope you shatter all of your fundraising records this year. Now,
Well,
did
thank
you know when you were getting into administration that you were not only going to have to oversee operations for this wonderful organization, but also be a fundraiser? Did you know you were going to have to do that?
It comes with the job. You have to wear many hats in this job. I've been doing this type of work for about 12 years now. So yeah, I've done a little bit about everything. And the extra pushes is, it's benefiting the people that we're here to serve. So if there's anything that I have to do to go a little bit of the extra mile, it's for them. And I have a daughter myself, and I do anything in the world for my daughter. And it's just like treating these individuals like family. Anything that we can do to help get them a better life, I'll go the extra mile for them too. So,
well, they're lucky to have you for sure. We're talking with Stephen Hall. He's the executive director of Community Options Westmoreland Region. They recently split off from 3 other counties because you were getting so big. So you served, I think you said Armstrong, and I can't remember the other area that you served.
Yeah, Indiana County. Yeah, so it was Westmoreland, Armstrong, and Indiana. In October, we split off. So they have their own executive director for that region now, and I'm handling this region. Our race is still being combined with the folks from the Indiana and Armstrong region as well. So we'll all be together for this race this year. Maybe next year they'll host their own race, but just due to the timing and being 4 months prior, they're going to be on with us. So a lot of helping hands this year.
Yeah, I think so, and it's not that far away. But it's also good to hear that Indiana and Armstrong continue to grow, right? Continue to be strong and continue to grow the number of individuals that they serve.
Yes, they're opening 2 houses as well over this month too. So very, very busy times here at Community Options. So between the 2 of us, we should have 4 houses open at the end of this month, which is going to provide care for about 12, 13 more individuals. So,
wow.
Yeah.
So how do you enroll in the program like this? If someone at home is listening and they know and love an individual with a disability, how do they enroll in your program?
Well, this would be going through the county first. If they don't already have a supports coordinator, Westmoreland Case Management is who we work with here in Greensburg. I would contact WIXI, as it's called. I would contact WIXI and trying to start for services for the person if they don't already have them. If someone already has a supports coordinator involved and you're interested on any information, maybe this person you would like to get them, working, or maybe you want some in-home and community supports, for them, give me a call here at the office. Our number is 724-221-6119. You can ask for me, Stephen Hall, if you have any questions about that. But yeah, it's a great place to start. If they don't already have a supports coordinator, getting them a sports coordinator. And if you're interested in any services, give me a call.
That's wonderful. I mean, you're putting your number out there, so we'll see what happens there. But
I put the office number. I didn't put my cell phone number out there. But yeah, they can reach me at 30 to 4:30 here at the office.
Oh, that's wonderful. And I'm sure people probably would have a lot of questions in getting started and how someone could become eligible for this. And then, I think it's important that we talk a little bit about advocacy too, if you have a minute, because it's really important that individuals with developmental and intellectual disabilities understand the importance of advocating for themselves. And you do a lot of advocacy. Tell us about that.
Yeah. What specifically would you like to, what area of advocating for them?
Sure. I mean, so you're constantly probably communicating with elected officials, or you're communicating with regional leaders, business leaders, all things like that, to let them know that these individuals need to have accommodations made for them so that they can live their best life, live their most successful life. And I think advocacy shouldn't go unmentioned here. I'm sure your national organization probably does quite a lot with that advocacy component.
Yes, we do. First and foremost, when they come in here, we have them sign an individual rights page. There's about 20 some different things on there. We review what their rights are whenever they come in, making sure that their rights are, not ever overlooked, and they can do the things that they want to do. So it starts there. And yes, we have many meetings to make sure that we're up to date on compliance and making sure that all the individuals' needs are met. So yeah, anything advocacy, in that route, it's a constant everyday thing to make sure that they're well cared for and respected.
Yes, it's so important, and it's important for people at home to understand that advocacy is a part of your national platform, and very much, what you're about is that respect. And, once again, I love the mission statement. I love everything that you guys are doing, but COVID-19, I'm sure, has not, has not made it easy to continue to do what you do. Earlier in the show, you were telling us about your COVID pre-screen that you do before your employees, your direct support employees are entering the homes and things like that to try to keep people safe, because the virus is real. It's out there, huh?
It is, yes. And it's been a little bit tough. I mean, especially with the restrictions from Governor Wolf over the last, few months. There have been places that, our people go on a regular basis and they can't go and do that. And, some of them, it's hard to explain to them why we're doing the things that we're doing right now. So it's, it's been different, but we get creative with activities. We do more crafts, or we get, think outside of the box on things that we can do. We go for a lot more walks in parks and outdoor activities where we're not around other people. So it's about being creative and still trying to find things that, the people that we support here like to do.
Yeah, I was imagining that probably a lot of the things that the individuals you serve are used to doing, just like all of us, are now completely on the chopping block. There's just no way to do that. And how do you message that and communicate to them? Just like, we have to communicate to our families. No, we can't do those things right now. We can't have our friends over. We can't do those things because of COVID-19. So that's tough to do. So one more time before we leave and before we end the show, if someone is interested in applying for a position at Community Options of the Westmoreland region, how can they do that?
You can go straight to the website that we talked about, www.comop.org, comop.org. You can also call the number that I gave you earlier, 724-221-6119. I'll speak with our CPS, Riley. He will set you up with an interview, ask you some questions, and get you down here. So those are the two best ways. We take a lot of our referrals from Indeed. So if you'd like to apply on Indeed, we check that daily to see if there's any applicants. So those would be the best ways to come and work with us.
Fantastic. You did a wonderful job. Stephen Hall,
thank you.
Executive Director of Community Options of the Westmoreland region. He's been quite a champ here as we've worked through this half-hour show on WHJB called Westmoreland Community Connections. But it's so important that Stephen and everyone from Community Options spread the word about what they do for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities, because it is such an important service. They do have a wonderful event coming up in just a few days. So tell us what that is one more time.
Yeah, Cupid's Chase. It's a 5K run. You can come run and walk. It starts at 10 o'clock on February 13th at Latrobe Wildcat Stadium. It goes through the downtown Latrobe area and back to the stadium. So look forward to see you there. You can register at cupidschase.org or at comop.org and just click on the link for Cupid's Chase. One more thing while I'm here, I just want to, any of our listeners, I want to say a big thank you to everybody here at the Westmoreland team. You guys are true heroes, just, like the nurses being recognized, for all their work. I mean, people come to work every day, take care of everything, for their health and safety of the individuals. You guys are heroes as well. And not just for Community Options, all the other companies out there that are like us, just thank you for all that you do to keep yourself safe and keep the people that you work with safe. So thank you many times over.
Stephen Hall, Executive Director of Community Options, Westmoreland Region. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Jennifer Miele, your host of Westmoreland Community Connections on WHJB.
This has been Westmoreland Community Connections, a look at issues and happenings in and around Westmoreland County. Join us again next week on Classic Hits 107.1 WHJB.
Westmoreland Community Connections is a presentation of Citizens Fiber.